Hello, welcome to my safari. This is Mommy. Thank you very much for joining in. Thank you for subscribing. For those who are new here, appreciate you for coming in, joining this community, and please follow me on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. The handles are below. Well, we're going to continue in this series about parenthood, but today I am going to talk about siblings, raising more than one child. I think to me, siblings are the relationship between siblings supposed to be the strongest of all relationships, I believe. Because the way I look at it is when we are born, we are finding that our parents are adults, they are older than us, they what we do and what we like as kids is not relatable to them per se. But as we grow with our own siblings, we start forming these different bonds. Our relationships are similar. Things we go through are the same. Challenges, happy moments. If it doesn't matter, whatever that you overcome together. So siblinghood is a very, very strong relationship, I believe. But normally it's beautiful roses. You fight, you get along. I'm the firstborn, and I have few siblings. I have four. But even though we have like one of my siblings are more than 10 years older, like 12 years. Another one is like almost 18, 17 years. So there are them that we don't share a lot when we were coming up. But my immediate brother, who is like 6 years younger than me, Edie, we share a lot. We remember a lot of things, a lot of challenges we went through together. And because our bond were very strong when we were younger, actually, it was bumpy road. And then when we get to certain age, we became very close, even though we are 6 years apart. Until today, he is the best friend I have. I mean, he's not he's just beautiful. But there are always things that as parents we have to be careful when raising these kids, in believing that they have to become loving individuals as they grow older. We have a responsibility, I believe, to teach them how to care for each other, how to love each other, how to forgive, and how to be compassionate, how to have empathy, how not to judge each other, how not to be critical to each other, how to get over problems, overcome, fights and stuff like that. So there are things I realized that parents can easily do without knowing the implication of it in the long run. One of them is we have to be very fair. We have to be fair. I have 80 years gap of my kids. So I have a 16-year-old and the 8-year-old. And I can tell you, if I was not careful, I could completely become very unfair. The 8-year-old is the one who like to poke her sisters. When now he's better, but when he was little, he was the one who will come report her even though he's not asked. He will come, oh, she's on her phone, just because he heard someone saying, don't be on your phone. So as a parent, it's easy to snap and say, oh, you're on your phone, blah, 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 blah. But I always had to be careful, and I always had to remind my son, I did not ask you to go police her. It's not your job. You're not parenting her. She is my responsibility, and you are just a child. I had to do that until he learned not to do that. So I'm not saying that if it's something is not bad. I'm not saying like parents shouldn't be alarmed. There are certain things siblings can do. Yes, you have to hear another sibling saying it, and you have to take into consideration. But I'm talking about minor things. Minor things when one person causing another one to be in trouble, you have to figure out how to handle that. You don't have to make the one who is reported to know who reported her. I mean, you don't have to. You have to be more. Um, you have to be more preserving person of their relationship as well. So I think to me, nothing is painful to children as the openly favoritism. And if you ask any parent with multiple children, do you have a favorite child? Most of us always say no. I think every parent say no. But honestly, there are times it's very easy for children to recognize that. Sometimes the parents have reason for them, they feel reason. Either the child is more loving toward them, the more affectionate toward the parent. And that is a child who is always listened to. And a child can manipulate her way to the parent. But it brings a lot of friction if one child is asking for something and is told no, while the other one is given because she's always there for her mom or her dad, or she's always concerned, she's always caring, all those things. You gotta have to see that when other children are complaining, sometimes children will complain regardless. Oh, you always favoring this one, but you have to make sure that they rather be wrong. It's better if they're wrong than if they're right. Okay, another thing is treating each child as individual. There is nothing I used to be so mad about as comparison. Oh my goodness. Me and my brother, we are 6 years grades apart. So means when I was in seventh grade, he's in first grade. But as I'm in secondary school, I could not I cannot kid you. My mom was always bringing it up. Oh, he's doing so well in math. You know, when you're in sixth grade, you are not getting the grade he's getting. And I'm like, why am I reminded of this? I am almost at the end of secondary school, and I'm reminded of something I did in primary school. I used to hate it. And I remember one time I told my mom, when I have children, I will never compare my kids. And honestly speaking, I can attest to you, is something like I can say a really trauma that I healed. I do not compare my kids. It does not matter. It doesn't matter who is doing what better. These are two individuals. They have different perception. They see things differently. They look at things totally different. Their feelings are different. Their emotions are different. And there's no point of me comparing them. So I think that's the one thing too. We have to try our best. Another thing is we have to try to be positive about their relationship. I understand the children sometimes they will fight, they will gossip about each other and all that. But sometimes it's better to let them fight off those issues, get to bed, unless if they one of them is, let's say the 8-year-old comes to me crying that the 16-year-old you have done something. Of course, I have to interject in that matter, but I have to be fair too. But if they are having issues themselves, and especially adult siblings, you can hear sometimes the one adult sibling have a leisure of gossiping about the other one. And sometimes I think parents never plan that as kids grow older, they will be able to gossip about their own children. But there are things that we do that end there. Either the siblings themselves end up talking about each other to their parents, or the parents, maybe one child is the favorite one, the one who is giving them whatever they want, always there for them. That's the child that is always favored. So she's the one who will come and bring all the gossip about others, and that will be the one who will say other siblings business to the parents, even though the other siblings is trying to hide it. And as a parent, I don't think it's wise to gossip about one child with the other. I don't think that's wise, because in a real sense, either you're poisoning their relationship, or I bet they gossip about you. And that's just a fact, because if they are really bonded, they will gossip about you. And if they are not, then they will truly, you are fracturing the relationship, and it's not fair. To me, I don't think it's fair. I have case scenario. I have someone I know who, unfortunately, they have a big blowout with siblings, and they within themselves, and they have big issue in front of them, and they cannot resolve it. They definitely can't resolve it because they have been circling words around themselves, and I mean the older one telling the younger one, well, I mean it's like completely they have a separation. Like they have a group 6 or 5 kids, and they have groups of two. But my question is, at what point, the children, that to what point you get to gossip I mean against each other, you backstab each other, and you're truly siblings. That is, I am myself too. I am completely attested to you of the same guilty, but I always believe that if we talk to find solution, not we talk so that we can gossip and backstab. Love is important to be among each other. It's important to love one another. It's important to be definitely there for each other, and it's important for parents to remember always to be about for togetherness than separation. Until next time, thank you very much for joining in, and I will see you another time. Ciao.